Hello everyone, my name's Cameron and welcome back to the channel. Give me a second. Grab my hat because I kind of want to have my hair covered. Alright, we are about, if you guys do not know, we are about 6 days almost. I mean, it's technically after midnight for me right now, heading in, which technically means this is Monday, the week before the go home show basically. This is, what's the day? The 6th. So basically next week is the go-home show before Survivor Series, NXT TakeOver, War Games, and all this stuff. So I wanted to talk about one slight issue that we have going forward. Right now, there are 2 Raws left and 2 SmackDowns left before we head into Survivor Series. Raw has 2 people on each of their teams. On their men's team, they have Kurt Angle and Braun Strowman, and on their women's team, they have Alicia Fox and Nia Jax. And Nia Jax potentially got injured at a house show not too over the weekend. SmackDown, however, on their teams, their women's team is completely finished because they don't have a huge women's division over there. And their men's team has 1 slot left open, and today what we're going to be talking about is the final people that are going to be going into each of these slots, potentially, obviously. So here we go. Women's team for Raw. If Nia Jax is in fact truly injured and she cannot wrestle at Survivor Series, I feel like they're gonna have Asuka replace her, which basically means Team Raw is gonna win that one. They're not gonna have Asuka lose a match, even if it isn't a one-on-one match. They're not gonna have her lose. Okay, even if Nia doesn't get injured, I still think Asuka's gonna be put on that team just to give her a match at the pay-per-view. I believe that so that's 3, potentially 2 or 3. We'll make sure that we counterbalance this. Sasha is going to be on this, no doubt. So there's 2 or 3/4. Bailey most likely. So there's 4/5. And then for the potential, just in case we need to have a spot open back up, just in case there needs to be a spot, Mickie James obviously would also be very well considered. Now, if Nia is not injured, they still have 3 slots to fill, which I think they will fill over probably on either this next show they're going to fill the last 3 slots for both teams, or within the next 2 shows, maybe spreading it out a bit. Now, if they do it with the slots being filled within just one little bit, here's what I think they're going to do. I think it's going to be, for the men's, it's going to be a 3-on-3 tag match. 3-on-3 men's tag, 6-man tag. With Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, and a few other people added into that mix to kind of be put into the potential of going into that match. Maybe the bar gets thrown in there, since they're not really going to be doing anything at Survivor Series, at least the way it's seeming. So yeah, so I think they're going to end up doing that. Roman could be back. If Roman's back within the next 2 weeks, I think he's going to have the potential to go into a spot for it. Which means that they could end up, filling it with him. I think Bray Wyatt could do well. Samoa Joe could do well. Who else could do very well? I'm trying to think of other people that have been up in that area recently. Trying to think of mid-carders that could do well. I would say Apollo Crews, but I don't really think he'd be a good fit onto it. I don't think a cruiserweight would be a good fit to put into there. It wouldn't make sense. Who else could be added into that? Continuing on, who do I think is going to fill SmackDown's final spot? Well, the running thing right now is that Daniel Bryan did actually get chokeslammed last Monday. So there's a potential that WWE could be like, hey, you can return now. We're fine with you returning. And he could end up getting the final spot on the team. Barring that fact, just in case it wasn't really him and they can't really obviously have him wrestle in case he's not cleared, I think it's going to be... Man, this is actually difficult. There's a lot of people that can fill this spot, obviously. Currently we've got Shane McMahon, we have Shinsuke Nakamura, we have Bobby Roode, and we have Randy Orton as Team SmackDown Live. Now, who do I think could be potentially filling that spot besides Daniel Bryan? Because there's a good chance that Daniel Bryan is not going to, in fact, be put into the match, just because, obviously, he can't really be put in the match. He'll probably get very severely injured and possibly die. I don't know. It's hard to say what exactly would happen if Daniel Bryan did get put into that match. Sorry, I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online, and I'm trying to run from something right now. Because I have something chasing me and I'm just trying to get into an area where I'm safe. It's not very easy in this game. Alright, we'll stay here. I don't think I have anything following me anymore. Okay, good. Well, let's go look at the roster really quick. If my fucking thing will work. Obviously, AJ Styles is apparently having that match for it. But I believe that he's got, from what I've been seeing, there's apparently a match that he's actually having a match. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. Sorry, I'm trying to see, because apparently AJ Styles is having a championship match against Jinder Mahal now. I don't know. Apparently that's what I've been hearing, is AJ was supposed to be facing someone, I can't remember exactly who, for the last slot, but then it changed to where now he is going, oh yeah, Rusev. It was supposed to be him versus Rusev. But now, apparently, AJ Styles will be having the opportunity to face Jinder Mahal this coming SmackDown. WWE announced Thursday that Jinder Mahal will put the title on the line against Styles next week. The decision comes after Mahal attacked Styles Tuesday night on SmackDown Live. Styles beat Samir Singh, which prompted the world champion to get involved after the match. The next SmackDown Live certainly got a lot more interesting, and WWE's decision to schedule a title defense for Mahal is surprising since he's already in the middle of a Survivor Series feud with Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman. Clash between Styles and Lesnar. I mean, I like Styles versus Lesnar, but meh. I'd rather have it be Jinder just because Jinder deserves to get his ass whooped. So who do I think could end up filling that last slot? Well, barring the fact that it could potentially AJ Styles could potentially be the SmackDown champion after Tuesday, the SmackDown Live WWE champion after Tuesday. Maybe Rusev. Rusev might just fill the slot, or he might get a match against someone else to fill the slot. I'm assuming that Rusev will still be in contention for that spot. I don't think that they're going to change Rusev and take him out of there completely, because I mean, Rusev is a good fit for it. I think he deserves to get the match, to go towards it, to go towards Survivor Series, to face Raw for SmackDown Live. So I feel like he's going to end up, going into it in a nice way. Hopefully it will be against somebody that's worthwhile. Who could potentially take the spot against him? Ooh, maybe Ty Dillinger. That wouldn't be a bad fit. Who else? I'm trying to think of other people, guys. Give me a minute. 1 minute. Give me a sec. I'll look up WWE personnel in a sec. It's the easiest way to figure out who's on what brand. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, SmackDown. Well, let's see. Who else could potentially go up against him? Well, Chad Gable, maybe. There's not a lot of, actually, there's not a huge roster for SmackDown Live. I mean, men's, not in total, but just men's, does not have, maybe Sin Cara? Possibly. It seems like they're trying to put Sin Cara into a spot against, what's his face? Against Baron Corbin to go for the United States Championship, which I honestly do not hate the idea of that. Sin Cara as champion would be nice. But who do I think is going to end up taking it? Well, I think Rusev's going to end up taking it no matter who he faces. I think Rusev would be the best fit for the team, especially since it's seeming like they're trying to build it up as big as they can, you know what I mean? So I think Rusev will end up taking it himself, will end up taking the spot no matter what, whether it be he gets put into an actual match or he just ends up going to Shane saying, look, AJ's got this match against Jinder Mahal, which obviously means that AJ cannot face me. What are we going to do? I deserve that spot on the team, and I will do whatever I need to do. Hell, maybe even him versus Aiden English, but that's kind of an obvious, like, oh, Rusev's going to win this. So, I don't know. Daniel Bryan could still fill the spot if they want to take the chance of Daniel wrestling again. If WWE does, that's honestly up to them. So, yeah, if WWE decides that they want to have Daniel Bryan wrestle, he could end up taking that spot. Chris Jericho can make a miraculous return, and he could end up being the final spot, but I doubt that's going to happen. Rusev, again, could end up taking it. Honestly, Rusev versus Daniel Bryan wouldn't be a bad match. But yeah, you know, it's how it is. You know, you gotta expect some crazy things coming into this SmackDown now that AJ Styles is gonna be facing Jinder Mahal. So I don't know. Who do I think is gonna win that match? I think, I don't know. Here's the thing, okay? If Jinder wins, then, oh god, they just squashed AJ Styles' momentum by giving Jinder the win over AJ Styles, which is really bad. But then if AJ wins, it's like, god damn it, they're feeding AJ to Brock Lesnar. Like, what the fuck? So, you know, it's a real catch-22 situation. If AJ wins, he has to go face Brock Lesnar, but if Jinder wins, then AJ just lost a huge amount of momentum and just lost his credibility as a performer because he just lost to Jinder fucking Mahal. But then again, a few people have lost to Jinder Mahal and they seem to still be doing okay. So what do I think is going to happen? Well, to be honest, I think AJ is going to win. I know that makes me sound a little bit skeptical, or that makes me sound like a little bit of a hopeful and all that, and I know that's probably not the best option going into this, but I do think AJ is going to win. I don't know what they're going to do with it, though. See, here's the thing. If AJ does, in fact, win, that means it's him versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, which, to be honest, I don't think is a bad idea. I like that idea. You know what I mean? I like the fact that AJ Styles is going to be facing Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. I like the fact that AJ Styles could potentially be the WWE champion and the face that runs SmackDown Live. You know, the face that runs the place. You know, I think that would be awesome for AJ to get the championship back, because, I mean, he did kind of get screwed over before with what happened a long time ago, you know, back at Elimination Chamber and all that. So I think him getting the championship back in this way would be nice, especially if he goes on to beat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, which could always happen. It could always happen. You know, he could end up beating Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. I'm not saying that just because it's Brock Lesnar he needs to fucking win, but it's typically how it goes. But I think that he could very easily beat Brock Lesnar, a lot easier than Jinder Mahal could, obviously. So I think there's a good chance that AJ's going to win and go on to beat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, retain the championship in December against Jinder Mahal, and go on to have a pretty nice reign. Hell, it's probably going to set up for Shinsuke versus AJ at WrestleMania 34, which is the big possibility right now. What's going on is Jinder is going to drop the belt soon because he is injured, slightly injured. It's not super bad from what I've heard, but he's still slightly injured, and they obviously don't want their champion to be injured. You know, for a very, very good reason. So they're probably going to drop the belt very soon, whether it be Tuesday or whether it be in December. And then the plan, from what I've heard, is Shinsuke goes in the Royal Rumble. Shinsuke wins said Royal Rumble. Shinsuke versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania 34 as the main event. And that's what I've been hearing as the main event, at least. I could be wrong. It could eventually, you know, it could be a completely different plan, but the rumor is that it will be AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 34. Now, if you guys watch my video talking about how I think Mr. Chris Jericho is the greatest wrestler of all time, which went up yesterday, technically, because this will technically be going up on Monday. If you guys watch that video, then you know what my thought is of going into WrestleMania 34. I think after Wrestle Kingdom 12, when I think Kenny Omega is going to lose to Chris Jericho in that match, and then I think Chris Jericho is going to come back, and then I think it's going to be Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega 2 at WrestleMania 34 with AJ and the Club kind of screwing over, or helping the Bullet Club and helping Kenny Omega to kind of screw over Chris Jericho and make him lose the match. At least that's the way I think it's going to end up happening. I could obviously be very, very wrong. I'm probably very, very wrong. But again, I think it'd be a really cool way to bring the Bullet Club into the WWE. So yeah. But yeah. So I think it's going to end up being Shinsuke versus AJ for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 34 with probably Shinsuke winning. I know I honestly don't know where that one's going to go either way. It's just going to be a fantastic match, I know that. But I think it's going to be a very good match, and I think Shinsuke will end up going over for the simple reason of I think it'd be a kind of cool way to have it go, you know what I mean? But, obviously I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. It could end up going a completely different way than what I think it's going to go, and, hell, it could not even be Shinsuke versus AJ at WrestleMania 34. Shinsuke could lose AJ could lose the fucking championship at Royal Rumble and lose the rematch next month, the month after, you know what I mean? But I think it's going to be AJ versus Shinsuke, probably with Shinsuke winning. But then I think it's going to lead into a nice feud, and I think that's going to be a good feud. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go. I think AJ's going to win on Tuesday. It's going to be Rusev most likely going into the Survivor Series team. AJ will win against Mr. Brock Lesnar. Jinder will be all pissy because he lost the championship. He'll lose the rematch, of course, because it's Jinder Mahal, and they're not going to want him as a champion anymore. And then I think it's going to be AJ having a nice long reign up until WrestleMania, where he will be dethroned by Shinsuke Nakamura, who will then go on to have a very nice reign. Maybe have some good matches against people like Bobby Roode, maybe when Drew McIntyre gets called up, Adam Cole, those types of people, you know what I mean? I think it could be a nice way of setting it up. So that is what I think is going to be going on within the next month of WWE. I think that's what's going to happen going into Survivor Series. Stay tuned next week for the Survivor Series predictions, the NXT TakeOver War Games predictions, and the reactions to both of those. If you guys did not see... Oh my guys. Sorry, if you guys did not see what my plan is, if you guys did not watch the upload schedule video, here's how it will be going. About a few days before NXT TakeOver War Games, so probably the Thursday before it, I'd say. I will put up maybe the Thursday or Friday before it, or the day of even. I will put up the NXT TakeOver War Games predictions, and that will be, that will obviously be all done in one video. And then probably that Saturday and or Friday. So basically the Friday before War Games or the Saturday or the day of War Games, I will put up the WWE Survivor Series predictions, which will then obviously lead into Survivor Series. If anything happens the day of War Games or the day of Survivor Series, adding in new matches or whatever, I will obviously update you guys as soon as I see what's going on with them. Oh, I died! Fuck! Okay. I will obviously update you guys with any matches that get added, with what my predictions are. If I cannot do a video, because while there is a chance that a match can be added during the show, which means I will not be able to do a video, you guys can either A, check the comments of the predictions video, and I will typically have a prediction for the new match, or B, you can go and check Twitter, where I will most likely also update, give a nice prediction of who I think is going to win that match. So that way, if you guys need any notification of that, go to Twitter at TheGameStation5, or just check the video for the predictions of Survivor Series and/or War Games, depending on which one ends up having that happen. And you guys will be able to see an updated prediction for a new match that could have been added, potentially, because they do that a lot. So just in case that happens, that way you guys can kind of see it. But yeah, what else do I think is going to happen? Well, yeah, so I think I've covered everything. Oh yeah, and then reviews, Sunday, most likely Sunday. Well, actually, probably, the day of, the day of Survivor Series, I will probably record the prediction, or the review for both shows. Well, actually, probably the day of War Games, after it's over, I will record, the review of that, which will probably be uploaded probably Monday, along with the Survivor Series review. I think I'm going to do that on both of them, is I'm just going to upload them both Sunday, no matter what, or Monday, no matter what day I record them. The War Games could also potentially be Sunday, just letting you know. So yeah, but that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I got a little bit off track. But I'll see you guys next time. Stay golden. Peace.